League coming your way, and yet another 1v1. We've got ourselves a pretty cool matchup here. We've got Newbee versus Keen, and we are going to have the OG 1v1. We've got a SF versus SF. It is Faith versus Afu. So we've got, what, position 5 player versus
position 5
also
player.
Position 5 player, yeah.
So we're going to see a few sentry wards be dropped down in that mid lane, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll have to see. Afu, he's got the hats, but let's see who's got the mid lane skills. That's what we're here to witness.
I mean, these days I feel like it's more important to get the Shadow Rays level 1 as opposed to the Necromastery. But
yeah.
If you did go Necromastery, you could just deny up one of your Observer wards for the extra soul. Right?
That is true. This is actually probably the one situation where it's viable in the 1v1 mid. Guess we'll just have to see what happens. What do we got? We got different approaches on both sides. Faith going for a super stat heavy build, lots of plus damage. On the other side, Afu has opted to pick up a couple of mangoes. So we'll see how this works out. Ooh, did he spot that observer ward being planted? Faith was just a little bit faster out into the lane. Are we doing no block, Faith? Or is he just playing some games here? I guess he's just messing with him. Still got time to get back if he wants.
He's just posturing,
Yeah, you gotta flex. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Afu's gonna hit him. Alright, Afu's being serious about this. He wants this 1v1 win. If he was super serious, he would have that observer ward ready to get that free soul. So we're Pro offers the mangoes. Hey, Faith, you want to let me hit you again?
How do you compare these different starting lineups? So no regen on Faith, and regen aplenty on Afu's side.
Well, Faith is just going for the Necromastery start already. He's just trying to out CS, looks like.
Just doing a bit of a dance in the mid lane.
Alright, so it looks like they're not no block. They're just gonna play this straight up. Neither one of them wants to bother blocking.
An agreement.
Yeah, they're just dancing for now. And alright, here we go. Mid lane meets exactly in the middle. Ooh, Faith evades the hit. A little bit of an early lead. Aggro trick from Afu. Drags it up the hill onto his range creep, but it also goes over onto the Radiant range creep. Ooh, Afu. Alright, so Afu has gone for the raises first here. He did get that deny on his range creep. Pretty nice.
So this will answer the age-old question of what starting build is better. A bunch of mangoes and Shadow Rays, or Necromastery.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see. I don't know what the ranks are in these two players. I should have left Overwolf open. Could have checked quickly.
Ah, well.
It's okay. The other thing...
MMR is just a number, Kip.
Yeah, it's an important number. It does certainly... I think it shows a little bit of something about your ability to, your mechanics, especially. Maybe not your team play, but mechanics certainly.
I think with the new patches coming out more and more frequently as well, it also shows a lot about your ability to adapt to the current meta.
Yeah, that's always been a big aspect of Dota skill, right? Not only for individuals, but I think also for teams. There's a big argument to be made that you have to have that flexibility. It's a part of the skill of the game.
Especially for these pos 5s, because they're the ones that are controlling, the strategy that happens in these games. They're the shot callers, they're the tempo controllers, I suppose. They're the ones that are going to be wrangling your team together.
Afu getting off to a decent start here, a little bit low on mana, both of them level 3. We got the same skill build now. Afu gonna pop down some items on the ground, eat his remaining mango. Faith does now... Well, he's a little bit behind on the damage just because of the soul discrepancy, unfortunately for him. We do have the full Wraith Band and a stick already picked up for Afu. This Shadow Fiend matchup used to be a lot about like you get level 5 and then whichever one has the advantage can get boots and just force a fight. But so far, it does just seem like Afu going to be out CSing a little bit. Does have a salve ready to go, as does Faith. He's got triple mango also running currently. So.
Yeah. Afu's been playing this really well. You know, the fact that Faith went that level 1 Necromastery, but Afu's still well ahead.
Ooh, raises. Faith keeps on moving forward. He doesn't have the last one. Short raise, not quite in range. Doing a good job not to aggro the tower, and both of them will just pop their salve and retreat back.
Didn't make me eat my own words, which I really appreciate.
Oh, can you get that one? Oh, he did actually manage to snag it. I lagged for a second there. I didn't even see the projectile, but I did see that he got the gold. What do we got? So now it's on Faith's hill. Afu was doing a good job of kind of keeping it on the ramp, but now first raise advantage for Afu. Both of them getting worked down. We do have a salve delivered on both sides. Long raise. Salve now getting forced out. Afu might just salve to be at full HP and be ready for the next round of trades. He's a little bit shy of the mana to get a triple raise, so I don't think either one of them really going to get a kill here. Courier's already on its way out for Afu. Courier on its way back for Faith, so there might be a little window here for Afu once the Courier gets here. And he does have the Flying Courier now as well, as he cracks level 5 and able to take over the lane a little bit, completely zoning Faith back and not letting him in. And the wave's even pushing in the opposite direction. Afu chows down on all those mangoes and still in very good stead. The net worth probably pretty darn close just because of all the consumables and whatnot. So even with this pretty significant CS lead, Afu's not actually that far ahead in terms of the net worth. And Faith just toggling items, trying to get back in this lane, really. Afu's not letting him get anywhere close, and he walks into a short raise. You can't walk away now, Faith. You just have to fight it out. Hope for the misses on the uphill. He walks back into long range raise distance, and Afu's going to put him down. Little bit of a mispositioning is all it takes in this matchup, and the GG is called. Keen taking the 1v1 win.
Yeah, seemed like Afu's game from the very beginning, able to out CS, facing just a couple of those ones under tower, and I think that's very, very important for Keen to grab that one as well, because we've seen a trend throughout this entire league that it's typically the winner of these 1v1 mid matchups that gets a bit of the edge when it goes into the actual games. Yeah,
the selection priority definitely going to be nice. I guess the other thing is, okay, oh, now we can see the medals. All right, Faith is 154 and Afu is 128. So, you know, slight edge there. It looked like Afu just more comfortable with the Shadow Fiend in general. You know, he got the raise first, which I think turned out to be the right idea, and Faith just kind of going for this. I would say more of an old school start. Like that's an item build I think I've seen in 1v1 SFs, but that like goes back years, and I think things have changed a little bit since then.
Faith is pretty old school though. You know?
He is.
TI4 winner.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely been a mainstay of the scene for quite a while.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to see if they can bring it back in the actual best of 3. We're gonna go hop into the lobby. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go to a break, and when we come back, game one of this best of 3 coming up in just a second. Newbee versus Keen. See you then. We'll have to see if that's actually the case here, as Lena getting banned out, which leads a little bit more credence to the idea. No, not any more credence to the idea of one of them going mid. It's actually Quap as the last grab. So it does have that mobility that I was just talking about with the anti-mage.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of acts as that anti-carry as well, right? So yeah, you're going to be able to run at them and deny a lot of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I do think it's tough to play Quap against a lineup that manages to get... Like, if they get mech and pipe early, I think Keen are just done. I really don't think they can do anything to them at that point, other than hunker down and hope that the Morphling can get enough items to kind of carry them, and then just rely on split push from the Void Spirit and the Queen of Pain. And so now Newbee, they have to think about, okay, what are we going to run, or what are we happy running against this Queen of Pain in the mid lane?
I think a TA is alright here. Yeah, I think it's still alright.
Yeah, I think I could see TA doing fine.
You've got that late
What
game
else?
threat that Newbee are going to have to be mindful of with the Shaker. Wonder if we'll see him go, you know, only 1 point into the enchant totem.
They
just
could
in case.
honestly just Lycan here if they really, and then just like the lane is kind of the lane is terrible, but you're just gonna get like level 4 and go jungle with wolves or something, right? And then just run at them, and then it would be what, like Veno safe and Mars off. I guess Dazzle and Shaker is the 2 supports. I like Dazzle more as a core, but I'm not a big fan of Veno support, so yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I like it. Good call.
Yeah, it's not a. I don't like. You know, the lane's not great, but at least you've got some sustain as well. So it's not terrible. And Lycan just really does not care about his laning matchups so much. You're always going to get some CS.
I'm just interested to see who's playing what, right? Because if this is a Venomancer support, then, you know, if it's combined with a Lycan, for example, you've got that great regen on the Lycan, and then you've got the Poison Sting to deny out a lot of the regen on the enemy team.
Man, they're not locking in anything yet. Are they just waiting to see all of the... They're, like, figuring it out for themselves. Okay, so it's, what's that? Is that 4? YC is their 4,
3.
right?
YC is their 4, yes. So it's 3 Venomancer.
Okay.
And 5 Earthshaker.
Interesting.
Mid Dazzle.
Okay. Right, so Mugi is still just going to be playing the Lycan. I guess we'll have to see exactly what lane he's playing it in. And for Keen, this is kind of what we expected. So yeah, we got the Void off, Quap heading mid. YDS is their 4-player. I don't think the Shadow Demon, like the Shadow Demon Undying, to me it's kind of 2 5s. I guess the Shadow Demon can scale with some farm. It's not the worst in the world, but
Ags eventually is nice to have.
yeah, for sure. And even just getting you know, Glimmer Cape could be nice this game. Even just getting an Aether Lens always going to be handy. So how do the lanes go? So it's Morphling, like Morph Undying versus Mars Veno. And I want to see if it's actually Dazzle heading mid, or if Mugi is just playing it and he might be taking it to the mid lane. Have to wait and see. We should get a very clear idea once we see the starting items, though. So yeah, okay, he's going mid. All
right, I like it.
Yeah, I think this is better, and I think the Dazzle's going to put way more pressure on the Void Spirit as well.
Yeah, of course. You always want someone together with that Dazzle to be able to continually refresh their stacks on the Poison Touch.
Yeah, and look, okay, so they are actually going to have Mars down here at least to start things out, and YC starting off with an Orb of Venom, so Newbee already thinking about that First Blood potential. And I think I like this top lane duo maybe even a little bit more, the Shaker Veno together instead of the Mars Veno. So I think this is a good way to be running it. They see the Mars down here. Keen, what are they considering? They do have 3 heroes here. So just going to snag the outpost quickly and go from there.
30 seconds to battle.
Pretty handy to have. Go on the headdress for this mid lane as well for Mugi. So he just wants to stay in lane as much as possible. Of course, you're going to be copying a lot of this Shadow Strike harass.
Yeah, but it's just really... like, overall, Quap going to get some really good CS, and Quap going to have a lot of pressure on her to rotate and find successful ganks and really just slow down the Newbee lineup as much as humanly possible while your Morphling really gets online. Because I also don't think the Void Spirit's going to have an amazing time, so he might also need a little bit of catch up somewhere. But in general, it really needs to be the 2 supports plus the Quap fighting constantly to keep Newbee at bay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be going too close with this Void Spirit to be able to get any sort of last hits. That leaves you open to getting gone on, so you need to use that Aether Remnant to secure, for example, the range creeps. But we can see here he's gone the Resonant Pulse just for a bit of that protection in the lane.
Of course, the problem is always going to be... on Newbee, you know, they do have the double melee support. It is a little bit greedy, but I do think it's a little bit made up for by the you know, by the Venomancer and the Dazzle, both being very strong laners. Mid lane seems like, you know, Queen of Pain has been focusing on just right-clicking the wolves, at least a little bit early on. Neuter some of the last-hitting capability of the Lycan, as Faith trying to drag this wave at top. Afu aggroing the Centaurs, but is he actually going to be able to get anything? He gets the range creep dragged. It's pretty nice. That's going to get the range creep denied, unless... Ooh, okay, yeah, he's still going in there. But so far, lane at bottom getting pretty heavily pushed underneath the tower, so this is actually a really nice place for the Void Spirit to be, getting a little bit of experience. YDS even dodging for now. And
it is. That was deliberately done by this Dazzle, though. He's spamming the shallow wave off cooldown to try and push it up there.
Yeah. I guess it's going to... Hopefully it creates pull opportunities, but nothing so far. YC needing to come over here. Though it's not a stacked small camp. It's just a couple of ghosts. Looks like he is going to get this pull. Ooh! Okay, just gets it with the big one.
I'm a little surprised that YDS wasn't there to interrupt that, because, you know, you've got your Void Spirit and he's under the safety of the tower, so it's not like the Poison Touch is going to take him down.
Yeah. A little bit weird. It's still going to end up pushing afterwards, though, given that it's an unstacked small camp. YDS actually going to lead a couple of these creeps away, so they'll try and hold it right around here. And it is bouncing off the tower from AQ as well. But like you said, it seems like he's been trying to push this for the most part. And just keep the pressure on that way. Erica, yeah, feeling the pressure at top, having to CS underneath the tower. And also not wanting to send the courier back just yet. Afu's been putting on some pressure as the Undying, but doesn't seem to really be accomplishing too much. Faith just dragging the occasional wave here and there. And Wizard already getting up to his level 3.
That Orb of Venom coming in handy, but the Windlace doing enough to allow Faith to get away.
YDS is getting going on. Speaking of Orb of Venom, YC kind of driving him out of the lane, but he's got boots. Similar situation. Mid lane, Lycan getting pushed out, but Mugi just going to go hit up the jungle a little bit. We do have the Queen of Pain very much dominating the lane, to be expected, right? And just needs to take this early start and then go and use it to gank onto the other lanes. The Venomancer and the Dazzle are both pretty vulnerable to ganks. Of course, you are going to have to be careful about their bodyguards with the supports being there, but Mugi forced to head all the way back, and then now TP in to defend his tower a little bit.
Yeah, he's nearly a full level behind this Queen of Pain, who's taken up a few tower hits. Mugi just gone for that couple of Sage's masks early on, so he can continue to stay out in the lane. Not going to go straight into the Necro.
AQ's pretty far up here, but he's playing aggressively, and he's created an opportunity for the Newbee supports to rotate elsewhere. AQ, can he get this kill? Shadow Wave looking for the turnaround. He's still got stick charges, but that is 4 stacks of poison, and he is now very dead. YC looking for the turnaround, but here comes the Resonant Pulse. Ooh. Spear not going to make it happen. I think even if he'd landed that. He's still diving, but he's got the shield, and YC just gives away his life for free as he gets caught by the Aether Remnant. Okay, well, that's pretty good for Keen. They take those.
Alright, so still yet to reach his level 5 here on Mugi. Retaining that one full level advantage on the Queen of Pain. Doing a good job just to deny out a few of these creeps underneath the tower. Mugi just in the experience range to be able to grab that ranged one, very important.
Man, Morphling did not want to waveform away at top, got Fissure blocked in. But just tanking up with the attribute shift. We got 5-minute bounties coming out. YC grabs this one. We got YDS heading over here. Afu and Faith, Afu wrapping around on Faith here with a little bit of help from the Queen of Pain, and they will grab that kill. Nicely done. And there's another bounty rune waiting over here, so it's going to be sip up to almost full mana, and then also grab the full refill.
Yeah, gives it all to Afu, actually. Gives 2 of the sips over there, and well, that's going to be the level 6. Maybe if he had one more extra sip himself, he might have been able to commit here onto Mugi.
I think they need just a little bit more, right? Mugi's pretty healthy. 10.3 regen. So he's doing
Afu.
right. Yeah, he's pressuring him, just stopping him from getting back into the camps easily. Gonna force some kind of a rotation out of these Radiant supports. Afu just gonna go for the TP out. Can we get a Fissure? Yes, we can. And that is looking like it should be a kill for the Wolfman. And straight back to farming. Do you think is there a clear reason to get the Dominator first instead of the... he's getting disrupted. That's gonna waste the last little bit of this... well, he actually grabbed the invis. He's fine.
Instead of the Necro book?
Yeah, did you like the Dominator over the Necro? Is it about just getting like a troll creep, or...
It could be just troll creep, Satyr creep, very useful to have as well. Just to be able to stay in lane, maintain your presence out there on the map. You've still got your 2 Sages masks, so you're going to have that good amount of regen to be spamming out your wolves, to be using a lot of the pushing potential there. Yeah, well, hold that thought because he's already swapped back. Why would you do this, Moogie?
Yeah. sorry, buddy. I baited you.
Yeah. Great bait, mate.
Yeah. What would you rate?
AQ? 2 out of 8.
2 out of 8. AQ, stick charges. He's still got the heal. Here comes the minus armor. Void Spirit not going to get that kill. He does have an Aether Remnant. Might still want to commit for this one, but he misses the Remnant. Venomancer's dead elsewhere. Missed Spear, as now YC just goes walking into that. Can they keep refreshing the Poison Touch? Yes, they can. That might be all it takes to get the kill. He does have the Resonant Pulse to keep him alive a little bit longer. And he gets back to the tower. Alright, nice. So Quap rotated top, killed the Venomancer. They did not... Oh, I don't even know if the Quap was here for it. Looks like just a Morph, Gale, Wizard coming up to try and hold on to this. But Keen definitely taking a bit of control here in the early game and giving some levels to the Undying over at mid. Afu's got 3 levels, but only 1 skill point spent so far.
Yeah, you could say they're taking a bit of control, but it was a bit of, like you said, an inconsequential rotation. You know, no Sonic Wave used, he only just hits up into his level 7, and that's enabled Moogie to come right back into things.
And I'm still really afraid of this timing from Newbee, right? Like, they're going to have the Necro books, Wizard is going for a Vessel. Eventually, I would think not too long after that, we're going to start seeing people working towards, like, Pipe and Greaves. And I think that's where the team fights start getting really difficult for Keen. And I don't know where they're going to be able to take an early tower. That's the other problem that I kind of have with their lineup, right? No one is going to get a tower for free. Maybe the Morphling can take out the top tier one, but anything else is going to take a pretty hefty commitment. They don't have like an Underlord or a Centaur or a DK or any of these heroes that eventually will create you some space on the map just by shoving things out.
Yeah, even something like a Timbersaw would be fine, because you know he's not going to die very easily. It requires a heavy commitment, and he can actually just stand under these tier 1 towers. They're still not hitting for all that much.
Man, when was the last time you saw a Timbersaw not banned? I feel like it's just being banned every single game in this tournament.
With good reason. I think maybe he might be one of those heroes that get targeted with these 7.26 bans. Or changes, rather.
Yeah. Ooh, Erica. Not morphing yet. Faith thinking about it, but they don't really have a whole lot of burst damage from Venomancer, so won't really be able to go for that kill. Keen, few heroes down here at bottom, but don't know if there's really any kill to be found. And Moogie, with the Shapeshift and with the Necrobook available, now making the rotation over towards top. Keen gonna bring 4 to bottom while the Queen of Pain also pressures out the mid lane. Newbee, are they gonna try and take this fight? They do have TP scrolls available, but looks like it may just end up being a little bit of a trade. Afu's already underneath the tower. He's going to pop down the tombstone, controlling the space nicely. YC does have a spear available. Void Spirit needs to be careful, and Afu already losing a lot of armor and a lot of life. The Dazzle is doing work, and he's going to have another heal soon. Here comes the Fissure, and Newbee arrive in numbers. They take down 1 to begin with Sonic Wave and a jump forward, but now the Queen of Pain not in the best position. Keen Gaming are looking for the turnaround. Here comes the spear. They want the Void Spirit, but the nuke damage from the Morphling and the Queen of Pain, they do not have the Lycan here, and that's going to mean a triple kill for this Quap, completely cleaning up the fight with the Arcane Rune and then able to retreat back. The Poison Nova does good damage, but it's not going to kill anyone.
Nope. No, good rotation by the Quap, even though the Sonic Wave actually only ended up hitting the Dazzle. There were 4 heroes in a quite short range, but only connect down to 1, still taking the team fight, and it shows the potential. You know, you can have all of this farm sitting up here on the Lycan, but if he's not actually attending these fights or pushing a tower, is it really worth it?
Yeah, absolutely essential that Keen bring all 5 there, though. I think they really, really needed to commit everyone. And could have been a different story if Mugi had also TP'd down, but he was just more interested in taking the tower, and that is going to extend Keen's net worth lead a little bit. Mugi getting gone on here, but seemingly fine, just taking a bit of pressure. Afu still chasing after him. Could just go for the TP out. I don't even know if he really needs to. And yeah, just picking up his Necro 2. Dazzle, Necro 1 soon?
I think it's on the courier.
Is his courier... Where is it?
It's coming to him.
Okay, it's on its way. Yep. There you go. I think I saw it. Who's taking the trusty shovel, actually? That was... I saw that somewhere.
It's on the way to Mars.
Oh, okay. It's not value. Give it to Dazzle.
What do you mean? Poor man's shield in the backpack is such value.
Oh, YDS running top. Looking for AQ. Does get the Necro Book out. Tombstone dropped on the high ground, just controlling here. AQ, not all that tanky, getting jumped on. Does have the Grave, however. Now YC going to come in with the Arena, but doesn't catch anyone. Void Spirit just hops on out of there with the Dissimulate. Lycan is going to go chasing for more. They want it. Can they get YDS? Looks like he is just kind of accepting his fate here. He's going to get crit down. Mid lane. Queen of Pain trying to pressure the tier 1 tower, but Faith is waiting here, smoked up, asking for any TPs, though. All of them just went top, so can't really get over here too easily, and it will be some damage on the tier 1 mid.
It's a big commitment, though, being able to pop your shapeshift just to clean up your position 5. It leaves you really vulnerable to any sort of counter push. We were talking about they don't have the strength of being able to take these objectives too easily, but it gives Erica the time to start rotating through. He's taking the Ancients on the other side of the map. Bot tower, they're going to have to defend that shortly as well. And now, especially with those Lycan changes in 7.25, I want to say D, they made his shapeshift essentially have a 100-second cooldown after the duration's expired.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty for Lycan early on. So Mugi just off farming. The rest of the team are loosely, well, I say loosely, but they've got 4 people here pressuring mid. Shaker ready to disengage with the Fissure if required, and still plinking away. Queen of Pain does have another Arcane Rune, but Morphling not really in fighting shape, and it does seem like Keen eventually going to lose this one, though they are pressuring on bottom at the same time. Erica eager to get a little bit of damage onto the tier 2, and with the Tombstone in position, they've got good vision of any possible TPs in here. So this is actually going pretty alright for Keen. They're getting a lot of damage on this tier 2. Now the Dazzle's going to be forced to TP down here, but with that, they have to give up on the push on mid, and tower not quite dead.
At least he gets the last hit. That's the important thing. We've seen a few last hits missed this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so Necro 3's up on Mugi. Got a lot more of that pushing potential. They've got that turnaround, last wheel damage, really starting to make a huge impact.
Yeah, and he's got the shapeshift in just a second. Arcane Rune's being popped on the Queen of Pain. They've scanned Afu in here. He's also going to reveal his presence as he gets rid of that sentry. Necrobook's just chasing all over the place. YC is invis, and just one spear should be enough to get a quick kill onto this Undying. Also gonna... Wait, he pops the Arena, but doesn't actually have the mana for the spear. Looks like it should still be fine. Over at mid lane, Mugi charging in with his Necrobook, finds the other support, and they now clean up that tier 1 tower as Erica wants to keep on pushing at bottom, but doesn't have any vision. Hoping that the Void Spirit pressuring top is going to force some kind of a rotation, but AQ is down here to deal with the bottom lane.
Yeah, it will force the rotation, but like as we were saying before, is now outside of that shapeshift, so much less of a concern for them. Boundaries, though, still going to go the way of Newbee, at least on this top side.
Faith looking pretty dead here. I don't see really how he's going to get away from this Queen of Pain. Trying for the juke in the trees. Scream, but one more auto attack, and AQ getting gone on at bottom. Man, Erica bringing him down pretty easily, actually.
That Observer Ward going the full duration as well, I believe. That just spot him out right to the left of Erica is where it expired.
And Keen taking over Radiant Jungle a little bit more. Do they have an Observer Ward somewhere? They do have an Obs on Afu, so probably looking to plant that down in just a second. Would still be nice to take out the mid-tier 1 tower if possible. And still holding on to this around 3k net worth lead, but Lycan gonna have Shapeshift back up in about 50 seconds time. He has got a drum queued up currently. If they get a disruption onto the Mars at mid, I believe. That's actually AQ, not in the best position. Does have the Grave to survive a little bit longer. This Tombstone not being dealt with. And Quap just jumping over the top of the fight. Moogie in the backline is looking towards YDS, but without the ulti, difficult to chase this one down. The Sonic Wave comes through. They will kill off the Dazzle. Spear onto the Undying, so he gets brought down. But once again, it's just the supports being brought down. There's no Astral Step, but there is a Dissimulate available for the Void Spirit. With that used, Newbee, do they have any way to finish this kill? Fisher, here comes the Spear, lock him onto the tree, and YC will finish the kill. 3 for 1. The exchange. Bottom, Erica does finish pushing out that tier 2 tower, but looks like Newbee gonna head straight for the pit at this point.
And the real value here for Newbee is not having to commit the Echo Slam or the Arena of Blood, so it means that they've got the team fight potential if Keen were to try and make anything happen in this Roche pit.
Yeah, and seeming like Keen just gonna have to let this one go. Do they really want do they really want Aegis on the Lycan? Is that where this is going? I think they might want it on like something like the Dazzle even, but unfortunately he's not here, so might just be the Lycan grabbing it.
They know what they're doing, but not like they can really do anything about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprised that Wizard hasn't okay, now he puts one Plague Ward outside of the pit. Like they have some vision off to the side, but they didn't have any vision in the immediate area of the Roshan. But they do get the slow onto Afu, and gonna drop a Fisher on him. Still chasing. YC, okay, they put the Tombstone up on the high ground. Decent place to fight with it. YC just needs to run out of the arena. Moogie's popped everything, and with that, they cannot fight this Lycan. Yules is gonna hold him back a little bit longer, but the Necrobook is just chowing through Void Spirit. And they go a little bit further up. They find the Mars, auto-attacking through these creeps. Moogie still wants to commit. Erica needing to be careful as he cleans up the Necros, but it will also end up being some nice gold for him. And AQ was trying to get into position to join that fight, but just a little bit late, and continues to be that the vast majority of the deaths in this game are just on the supports.
Poor supports. I mean, they've had a decent patch, right? Outside of the TP. Scroll buff.
Ooh, there is a Vessel available for Wizard here. Hasn't thrown it out just yet. A little bit of pressure onto Erica. Waveform away does not actually have the TP scroll available, so he's morphing. But they're still doing decent damage. Now the Vessel comes out. Finally the man to use, but he's pretty low, and YC keeping the rest of the team away. Another Waveform. Can they bring down this Morphling? AQ and YC should be able to cut him off. Queen of Pain doing what she can. Had the Sonic Wave, but decided against bringing down the Mars, just wanting to hold on to it for a little bit longer. And I guess Morphling expected that he would be able to play his way out of kind of any situation. Not the case.
Yeah. Manta doesn't solve all of life's problems, and the bonus on taking this fight on the top side.
And they catch YDS. Very nice. Now gonna get caught. Speared in, and this Newbie Death Ball just keeps on walking forward. Mid lane is gonna get pressured a little bit by the Quap while they wait for their Morphling to respawn, and this tier 2 tower is quite healthy, but Newbie seeming like they're just gonna stick around. I don't know if they're going to poke the high ground at all just to try and force them back. They do have Faith already moving into position bottom. Just wants to get the gold here for his Blink Dagger. So that would seem to suggest that, yeah, Newbie just going to back off at top.
Void Spirit might be trying to pick him off, though.
Oh, yep.
Down he goes.
He's got it. I was watching the Quap, but yeah, Void Spirit already in there, finishing the kill easily. Ooh, has the Imp Claw. Pretty nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What else is going on? So Venomancer now, okay, he's going for the pipe. Like those Greaves are being worked towards on the Dazzle, so the team fight for Newbie is getting stronger and stronger. Quap's just going for a BKB. Morphling also aiming for the BKB timing here, as YC just camping on top of his Observer Ward, maybe trying to cut a few waves over here. They do have a double damage on the Shapeshift available for Moogie. But this bottom lane eventually needs to be pushed. There's still a tier 1 here. So, might just have to go and grab a couple of objectives in the next couple of minutes. How are you feeling about this game? My win probability is broken and says... is it the same 100%? For you? Dire 100% the whole game?
Yeah. Maybe
okay.
They really didn't like Newbie's
Yeah, they're like, nah, sorry, Newbie. There's one hero on Keen that apparently is just too strong.
Maybe they just didn't rate the Veno pick, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Veno's 0% win rate hero.
Alright, D-Ward happening here in the mid lane. Now you've got the Blink Dagger delivered through to Faith. He's got that smoke ready. He pops it. Moogie not caught underneath it though.
They're smoking through. There's a little bit of vision here for Keen, but I don't think it was scouted. Void Spirit able to keep bottom pressured out as Newbee just trying to take over this dire side a bit. Get some D-Wards going with their Necro Book. Moogie showing, but top lane getting split push, and Keen Gaming have a lot more room to work with now since they've taken out a few of these tier 1s and the tier 2 at bottom, so able to just kind of keep making these plays. Venomancer's going to come TPing in here to try and defend, but not a whole lot that he can really do to stop them. They find out YDS behind the tower and will bring him down, but Newbee did still take a bunch of damage on their top tier 2, though as I say that, they're quickly going to bring down this mid tier 2 tower, and then back themselves off. Klopp is cutting mid wave. Keen in just full split push mode.
Yeah, and they're just trying to push out any sort of towers that they can, buy themselves that little bit of extra time. Like we were saying, we're waiting for these key item timings on the Morphling. He's finished up his BKB now. What's he going into next? The Butterfly. I don't know if the game will go that late. We are keen to try and finish things up ASAP.
Are they in a rush? Like, did they even fight with these BKBs, or did they just, like... If they can just keep split pushing them, why not just keep split pushing them, right? You've got the better late game for sure. Afu getting gone on here, does get the tombstone up on the high ground. Decent positioning, and Erica with the Fisher gonna completely block in Faith. Jump forward, Echo Slam gets dropped just to secure that kill. Support for support trade. Wizard nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He does get graved up. Able to get off some heals and actually survive for a little bit longer, but Erica's not going to let him go. Moogie, he's popped everything, but he gets disrupted. YDS trying for the TP out against all the summons, and he just barely makes it. Very nice for Keen Gaming, forcing out some big cooldowns and only losing their Undying.
Yeah, some chaos created in that fight with the tombstone being popped straight away onto the high ground means that your death isn't for nothing if you're Afu, and I mean, that's basically the reason that YDS was able to get away, and all those kills go in the way of Keen Gaming, so should be very happy with that sort of trade.
Yeah, and now with the Lycan ultimate on cooldown, Keen gonna go for a little bit of a smoke up. Line's being drawn down towards the bottom side of the map. There are bounty runes spawning in a minute and a half, but it would just in general be nice to gank to this vision or replace it once again. I do have another observer ward. Oh, pop down the ward. Faith gets some vision. YC charging in. They do also have the Venomancer TPing. Fisher just catching the Undying, but the Tombstone already up on the high ground. YC getting gone, and he does get the spear onto the Morphling, but the defensive disruption is there protecting him. Wizard just trying to walk it back. They do also still keep everybody alive. AQ with the heals, keeping Faith going. The BKB is now getting popped, and that should be the sign for Newbee to just try and kite this one out. They're retreating back, playing the fog nicely. Moogie a little bit out on an island here. He's going to start getting chased down by Erica. Still 10 seconds to go on the shapeshift. Can his team come over and help him? AQ's trying for it. He does have the Guardian Greaves at the ready as well. And out comes the Poison Touch that will prompt the Manta. They're still just focusing onto Moogie. He's going to try for the shapeshift, but he just gets mowed down instantly. Not enough help. Not a successful grave. Well, not a good enough grave. And YC now dead. Keen just chasing for more. Disruption into the Remnant. Into the kill. Everybody dead on the side of Newbee, other than the Earthshaker, who is, you know, walking around. But easy, super easy fight for Keen. And that Faith is only alive because he died and respawned already.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It was kind of the situation of divide and conquer. You had the Venomancer coming in, so it was very easy to set up on him with that 6-second TP onto the outpost. And then, of course, 2 supports caught on the left side, your cores caught on the bottom side. It just meant that Kim was able to separate and take down who their priority was in order.
Yeah, and I mean, really just not a fight for Newbee, because Lycan no shapeshift means no fight, I think, at this point. And at this, do you think, like, have Newbee just missed their timing now? Is that just kind of, could that just be it for them? This Morphling starting to feel really strong. He's level 20. Queen of Pain's pretty big. They're coming out trying to fight. They do have, well, again, they're missing the shapeshift for 20 seconds. just looking as Morphling takes out their tier 2. They are going to go for the stun on him, but YDS always in position with his Aether Lens to get the disruption off. And that is going to be an easy tower.
I don't think that's it for them, but they need Keen to make a pretty big misplay, because right now, yeah, you've got your Spirit Vessel, but it has no charges. So they're going to need to put this Morphling on the front lines constantly and just back him up. Hopefully they're not caught in the same position for a big multi-person Echo Slam. And yeah, it seems like it's Keen's game to lose.
And Newbee, alright, smoke up, shapeshift ready. They have to keep on trying. And you're right, they definitely need to get the right kind of jump out of Faith. Where have they got vision? They've actually got a pretty deep ward in here. So they see the Void Spirit moving around. They're going to put the Wolf onto him. Afu also getting scouted out by the Wolf. Maybe not the ideal target. He once again puts the Tombstone on the high ground. Just trying to heal his way out of here, but he is looking very dead. Just going to leave the summons to do the dirty work. As a little bit more damage. Alright, finally brought down. Erica walking forward. As Newbee still just hanging around their wards. This Tombstone is taking an eternity to kill with the Plague Wards, but it will finally expire in the end. And now the Shapeshift getting popped. They've seen an initiation. They've got the jump onto 2. Faith, can he get the further jump? His Blink Dagger is already on cooldown, so it's really just YDS getting gone on. Void Spirit jumps into everybody, doing huge damage, and here comes the Sonic Wave. Dazzle dies instantly. They lose the Venomancer at the same time, and it's just Mugi left fighting. They will finally get the Echo Slam out. Can they kill off this Morphling? No. Erica gets off the BKB. The Chain Stun is insufficient, and now Mugi with no Shapeshift just going to try for the TP out. That quickly gets cancelled, and Newbee looking like they will just end up losing everyone. YC going to waste a little bit of their time here with the Bulwark, but it's a triple kill for the Morphling. Huge burst from the Queen of Pain. Absolutely sick. And, yeah, that was just Newbee getting obliterated for 2 support kills.
That Arcane Rune coming in clutch, allowing him to get the multi-man Sonic Wave off. A lot of the aggression committed onto Keen Gaming at the very start. They're thinking, great, we've got this 5v3 matchup, no Undying, and we can continue to take out this team fight. But no, able to get the turnaround. As you saw, the Sonic Wave hit onto 4, and he also finished up that Orchid in the middle of that team fight, so there was no escape potential on Newbee's side.
The sustain just has not been there for Newbee, right? The idea is that they kind of park themselves and they have all these heals and everybody's just sustaining and in theory unkillable, and then you get Void Spirit Burst plus Quap Burst plus the Waveform Attack Target Burst, and everybody just drops in an instant. And Roshan's up, and there's a double damage on this Morphling, so Keen Gaming heading over here. Do we have any vision for the Radiant? They really cannot afford to give this away. They've got the Shapeshift, but no Echo Slam. And Void Spirit out here running interference.
It feels like they've got enough sustain, but not enough burst, and that's the big issue.
Fisher, Earthshaker, giving his life away perhaps. He does have the help from his team, but Aegis already secured. Queen of Pain just going to go hopping forward. Newbee holding their high ground, just popping down some wards. But not much that they can do in the face of this Morphling.
Because that's the real strength of the Newbee lineup, right? It's you want to be able to take these early team kills, get a few charges on your vessel, and then once you've got a small advantage, exploit that. And chase people down with the Venomancer as well as the Dazzle, who are going to be strong.
Are they really thinking about taking this fight? Mugi's got everything popped. They need a good jump. The Morphling is so hard to deal with. Oh, Morphling getting stunned. Void Spirit's going hunting. Venomancer in danger. He's being found out by the Void Spirit. Waveform forward from Erica. That's going to be the first target. They will once again be losing the Undying. Erica does end up losing the Aegis. Mugi still fighting strong. They've got the Shadow Demon found out in the backlines. Faith going to punch him down. What more can they get? That's the thing. Mugi getting auto-attacked now. Morphling committing hard into the middle of everyone. Pops the BKB. Sonic Wave helping out. Faith does get graved. Nicely done by AQ. But Mugi with no shapeshift is hardly a hero at all. Can they lock down the Morphling? Good chain stun. The Fisher following it up. It's all down to the Queen of Pain now. The Morphling not quite dead yet. Erica actually gets the cheese off. Waveforming through, and they do get the cleanup. AQ's had enough. GG is called.
Oh, wow. It's a very good response to the early aggression that they were facing, and being able to avoid it out. Queen of Pain doing a great job of split pushing, and again, it feels like this is the patch of the supports. Undying, tanking so many of these ganks, but still getting off a value tombstone, living for much longer than he has any right to, and Keen, they're taking it out.
Yeah, it looked good. They had the right heroes, I think, in the end. If Newbee had managed to build a little bit more momentum, I think we definitely could have seen Keen get run over, but Quap had a great start, and then the Void Spirit and the Queen of Pain able to just keep poking and prodding here and there. They got some really nice pickoffs. In fact, I think the Dazzle really died a lot this game. I mean, what was his final score? 4-7 and 7.
Yep.
And that really, like, his item progression got messed up because of that, and then he was just dying first in the fight, so they weren't getting any value out of the constant heals, the multiple poison touches, anything like that. Maybe it turned out that having the Dazzle plus the Venomancer in the same lineup, both as cores, was actually a little bit of a trap.
I think it's a little too greedy. I think if that Mars was run as the position 3, you at least have a bit more of that farm so that you can then transition to being a bit more of that burst at the start of these team fights. And then maybe something else as a 4 that just does magic damage like right then and there. In hindsight, what would really work for that? But it doesn't matter now. The game's done. But yeah, just a bit more control, something that's not going to get burst down really quickly or can have an impact from long range.
Well, there you go. The win probability graph was right all along.
Mm-hmm.
It was never
in doubt.
Never in doubt, not even a little bit. Keen Gaming taking the win. That's just game 1 of our best of 3 series, folks. So make sure you stick around. We've got game number 2 coming up just around the corner. We've got Keen, striking back from the bottom. They are still pretty much going to be ending at the bottom of the leaderboard no matter what. I think how did they do 1v1 against Aster, actually?
I don't think they have a chance.
They can't move up from where they are, can they?
No, they're 9th.
Yeah, and they even if you move up, it doesn't matter until you get to 6th, right?
Yeah.
So just playing for the prize money, playing for the practice, playing for the pride, and with all of that on the line, we're gonna head to a break, and when we come back, game 2 will be ready for all of you guys.